Bronson Show. Oh, yeah, the CJ Bronson Show.
What's going on, guys? Today is Wednesday, August 3rd, 2022. Hope you're having a great day. But I want to jump right into the story because it is freaking heartbreaking. It's horrible. It's tragic. And we need to talk about it. It is taking place in one of my least favorite cities of all time, New York City. And what it's about a poor McDonald's worker. Why is he poor? The dude got shot over cold French fries. Yeah, cold French fries. It wasn't a robbery. It wasn't, anything racial, gender, whatever, issues. No, it was cold French fries, guys. This is where we are right now, August 2022. A fight over cold French fries led to the shooting of a Brooklyn McDonald's worker who is now fighting for his life. 23-year-old victim was working at the fast food joint located at 1531 Fulton Street in Bedford-Stuyvesant around 7 p.m. around 7 p.m. Monday, when he started getting hassled by a female customer over her fries. The woman was FaceTiming her 20-year-old son during the argument, and the son soon after stormed into the restaurant and began fighting with the employee, according to the source. The mom complained that her fries were cold, the police source said. The mom was on FaceTime with her son, and he heard the dispute between her and the clerk. The son and the clerk got into the dispute inside, which led to them going outside. That's when the woman's son allegedly whipped out a gun and blasted the worker in the neck, police say. In the neck. Cold fries. Outside, daytime, in the street, it's French fries. 90 plus degrees weather in New York, because it's the same as here in Jersey. I understand things are kind of crazy right now. Fries are expensive. Everything's expensive now with inflation, but to shoot someone over it, I feel like crying. You shot someone over French fries, said a witness. Another witness said the co-workers, they were around the victim. They were on their phones and they were all crying. A man took off his shirt and put it on the neck to try to stop the bleeding. The victim's right eye was swollen shut. He couldn't talk, the witness said. He was just shaking. His chest was heaving and he was still breathing when they put him on the stretcher. Oh man, that's horrible. The victim remained in extremely critical condition at Brookdale Hospital in Brooklyn on Tuesday. His distraught family and friends wept and consoled each other on the steps of the hospital's emergency room. He's a good guy, one coworker said. The employee added that the store cut security in June. We don't know why. They don't tell us anything. The fact that you have to have security at a McDonald's, if that's not telling you that there's a problem in New York City, it's a McDonald's. Fast food, meaning it's fast. You get in, you get out. Why do you need security? But they cut the security. If things are this bad in New York, you either have to have security in every business or you have to do something about the crime. Hello, been saying this since the first episode. Anyway, they cut security in June. We don't know why. They don't tell us anything. That's a quote from one of the other employees at the same location. Imagine being at this location after seeing this, working there. Like, how could you continue to function? A single spent 9mm casing was recovered at the scene, and the suspected shooter was taken into custody, police said. Charges have yet to be filed. The suspected shooter had been previously arrested several times. Of course, he has priors, including grand larceny in 2019 and assault and theft of service in 2018. He also had numerous sealed arrest cases cases against him. Sources described the man as a witness to the shooting in Brooklyn's 81st precinct in May. Tuesday's shooting was caught on surveillance video as well. Photos and footage of the aftermath show man, I can't even say this, man, because if they show the video. He's cradling his badly injured worker's head as blood is spilling out, pouring down the sidewalk. It shows a man cradling the badly injured worker's head as pools of blood spill down the sidewalk. This is 2022 in America, New York. Not some like third world country. Not that it even makes sense for it to happen at all. It shouldn't happen at all. But it's New York City in America. Why is this happening? I saw the guy lying on the sidewalk. He was on his back. Another witness said. Blood was running from his neck onto the sidewalk. EMT stopped. They picked him on a stretcher. Picked him up, put him on a stretcher, and they went away with him. The witness said his own son was fatally shot 6 years ago. So it wasn't a good scene for him. I took it personally because I have experience of the trauma of what it did to my family. The local business owner said she was at her shop with employees when he heard the pop. At first, we just thought it was a firecracker. I was scared. That's why I didn't run out. We don't know who's around. Later, we all came outside. The boy was on the ground. Local store worker also added that he heard one shot. I saw people running. I got scared. And I closed my doors. Where does a 20-year-old get a gun from? The man said, shaking his head. Fulton Street is the craziest street. It's getting worse, and the shooters are getting younger. They have lost their sense of direction. It says something when a mother is with her son who is carrying a gun. I saw 2 police at the corner all week, but yesterday I didn't see one. They should be at every single corner every day. The business owner said the shooter's mom was in shock. You're in shock, Mom? After that rap sheet your son has? You're in shock? Really? She was giving cops all the information. She admitted to the police, I called my son. A witness who said she had lived in the neighborhood for 30 years said of the area, it was okay, but there are a few people that give problems. Just a nuisance. I see a couple of them get arrested, but I see them all out back on the streets. Of course, that's the catch and release, not catch and release, but slap on the wrist program is what I call it in New York City. Slap on the wrist. Do better next time. Oh, you're back again. You committed another crime. Well, do better next time. Third time, do better next time. I don't know what the police are going to do. The troublemakers are hostile against police. I feel for the police, especially when they are walking by and they say things to them. These are all witnesses. McDonald's did not immediately return a request for comment. Well, what are they going to say? Is McDonald's Corporation responsible for this? No. Is the franchise owner responsible? Absolutely. I believe they should have security. If they had security at one point, why did they stop? To save money? I mean, you're going to save a lot of money when you close down because it's not going to be safe to operate a business there. Who the hell wants to eat out of McDonald's on this street when you can possibly get shot? Who wants to work at that McDonald's? You can just go work at another McDonald's. So I have an update to this episode. The seatbelt is annoying the shit out of me today. Hold on a second. It's like clicking. It's fucking annoying. Another update. So the mom of the man in custody is explaining what happened. Remember, the mom is the one who FaceTimed her son and said, this is what's happening, babe. You're not going to believe this. I know you have anger issues. I know you have priors, but you're not going to believe what's happening here with these cold fries. And I'm going to put the AC on. I'm dying. So the mom of the man held in the shooting yesterday, her name was Lisa Fulmore, 40 years old, revealed that her 20-year-old son's chilling comments while describing exactly what led up to the Monday night shooting. I talked to my son with the cops. My son is just saying that he got to do what he got to do, and the victim came after him, and whatever happened, happened. That's a quote. Literally, quote, I talked to my son with the cops. My son is just saying that he got to do what he got to do, and the victim came after him, and whatever happened, happened. The mom of 3 boys said the incident unfolded after she ordered McDonald's on her mobile app, went to pick it up around 7, which included fries, and the fries were cold. Well, woman, excuse me, as somebody who delivers, That's like me delivering the food and you complaining to me that the fries are cold. Like, you ordered ahead of time. You weren't there in person. The fries are supposed to magically stay warm the entire time. The fries were cold, Fulmore says. I asked the girl behind the counter to change the fries because they were cold. She went to the French fry machine for maybe 10 seconds and brought back fries. So I thought they were new fries. So I had left. So I tasted the fries, and after I got to the third one, it was a cold fry still. So I went back to take the food back. So when did you taste the fry? Did you already leave the restaurant, got home, tasted the fries, and said, these fries are cold now? Because, I don't know if you understand the way food works, but they don't stay fresh or warm minutes later. Like, I thought that was like common knowledge. It's not like common sense knowledge, or we're pretending that doesn't exist. Is that what we're doing? I taste the fry. Wait. She went to the fry machine for maybe 10 seconds, brought back fries. So I thought the fries were new. They were new fries. So I left. So I taste the fries, and after I got to the third one, it was a cold fry still. So I went back to take the food back. I asked her, why would you give me the same fries and just put one or two on top to make me think that you gave me new fries? She started laughing, and all of them started laughing, acting like it's funny. I was like, what's funny? I paid for food, and I should get what I asked for, and they laughed at me. One of them was like, all of this over fries? So now I'm arguing with them back and forth. The boy where they cooked the food at was like, you got all this food in your teeth. From what I recall, referring to the worker who was later shot. So I said, you want to take it out? What the hell? You're saying I got all this food in my teeth. You want to take it out? Fulmore said she asked to speak to their boss, and the workers said the manager had stepped out. Everybody started laughing again. She said, this is when I was on the phone with my son. I was like, they in this McDonald's playing with me. I was like, I got kids their age. I'm not gonna sit here and keep arguing with these little kids. He was like, I'm coming down the block. I was like, all right. Then I told him, no, don't come to McDonald's because I don't want you to get in trouble, the mom said. Okay. But she said her son was already at the restaurant. He came sprinting. But she said, he was like, I'm coming in. So he came in, he heard them saying stuff to me, so he was like, you all gotta back off my mother. My son said, come outside, to the boy in the back. The employee didn't exit the restaurant at that point, and Fulmore said she then told her son to just leave because I didn't want him to get in trouble. So I'm thinking my son was gone, she said. I'm thinking it was over because my son left the store. Then 10 or 15 minutes later, the male worker came over to Fulmore asking, where's your son at? The mom said. She said she told him her son had left and to mind his own business. But he went looking for my son. The next thing you know, maybe like 10 minutes later, you hear a gunshot. So I ran to the door. I said, who's shooting? She said, someone replied, your son. I looked and I seen a boy on the ground. And then I saw my son running the other way. I called 911. Then I sat there and waited. When asked if her son had a gun, the mom said she didn't know, adding, I don't even know if my son did that, referring to the actual shooting. The only thing I know is that my son was arguing with the boy, and the boy did go out looking for my son. She said the victim changed his shirt at one point, and he had something under the blue shirt. That's why he put the big blue shirt on. Law enforcement sources said the victim had no prior arrests. There was no indication he was carrying a weapon when he was gunned down. But Fulmore, referring to the victim, said there was no reason for him to go outside looking for somebody. Whatever happened outside, you caused that to happen, she said. Fulmore's son is in police custody has not been charged since the shooting. He had previously, again, we talked about this, he previously arrested several times, including grand larceny in 2019, assault and theft of service in 2018, and again, numerous sealed arrest cases. Probably priors when he was, 16 or 17, like they like to do in New York. So this story is a roller coaster ride. Now I'm kind of like, they're laughing at the woman who wanted a replacement of fries. Did they purposely just put fresh fries on top? I don't know. We don't know. I mean, they could pull the store camera footage and see that. Does it? But obviously none of this justifies the shooting. None of this justifies a gun response at all. Even if it was an altercation between two men outside, it's two men outside fighting. You fight with your hands. I mean, I don't see why you need to take a gun out. And then if you are going to take your gun out, why shoot him in the neck? I mean, that's kind of like, obviously you're going to kill him. Why don't you just take the gun out and just threaten him to leave you alone? Not that I'm justifying it. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why would... It just shows that's how crazy people are. And the entire staff should feel responsible for their coworker, because they kind of like led them on. They all worked together and mocked this woman and this kid, and they laughed it off like it was a big joke. Whether or not she had food in her teeth, regardless, that could just be her bad hygiene. Who knows? Man, kids. Man, look at this now. Even a further update, the dude's girlfriend is involved in this. Listen to this. The guy's name again was Michael Morgan. He's 20 years old, taken into custody shortly after the Monday night shooting, 1531 Fulton Street. He was charged finally late Tuesday, last night, with attempted murder and criminal possession of a weapon. Camellia Dunlap, 18 years old, only 18, 2 years younger, identified by police sources as Morgan's girlfriend, was charged with 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon. Her exact role in the shooting is still not immediately known. And again, this all took place Monday night around 7 p.m. Now we have the victim's mother coming out, crying, of course. She can't even process this. How could you process this? She doesn't share her name. She's at the Brooklyn's Brookdale Hospital, where her son, Matthew Jeremiah Webb, is in critical condition. I'm just going back and forth with so many flashes in my mind. My mind is not stable. I need stronger family around me. She prays for her son and waits for updates. I barely get any rest. I need to call somebody. They have not updated us with the son's condition at this time. We do know he's in critical condition as of this morning, Wednesday morning. Oh, man. I mean, it's some stupid shit to fight over fucking fries. I'm sorry. It's fries. I mean, they're mocking her. They're laughing at her. They're, this and that. But it doesn't justify shooting, obviously, like I'm saying. But all of these people should feel responsible for this. They had some part in this act of violence, in my opinion. My son is just saying he got to do what he got to do. And the victim came after him, and whatever happened, happened. Ah, man. What a fucking world we're in, guys. What a crazy world, right? Can you believe that shit? Imagine you're just there in line, and you're just like, dude, I just want to get my freaking, ice cream cone and keep it moving. And you see this tussle back and forth over French fries. Next thing you know, there's a gunshot, and you're part of an investigation because they're going to question you as a witness. I mean, that's just like, what would you do? What would you do, guys, if you got fast food and your fries were cold? Would you even say anything? I don't think I would say anything, because I've gotten fast food and my fries are cold, and I just chalked it up to, because I'm one of those who I don't eat in the restaurant. I like to watch TV and Netflix and shit when YouTube, whatever, while I'm eating. So if I do eat anything, it'll be in the car. Maybe I'll grab 2 or 3 fries while I'm driving home. By the time I set my show, because I gotta have my show on, ready to go. before I eat. I put the show on, I'm getting ready to go, ready to eat. That's probably like 20 minutes. By the time I get home and get ready, wash my hands, get everything out, and ready to eat, it's probably 20 minutes. So those fries are probably room temperature, not cold, probably room temperature. My fries, anyway. So, but even if it wasn't, I've had food missing, and I don't say nothing. I just say, shit happens. It is what it is. People make mistakes. Life goes on. I mean, what am I going to do? There's so many orders. How is mine, going to be perfect every single time? Like, nobody's perfect. But this is just one of those, cases where this is the world that we're in now. People are so on the edge. It's hot, inflation, gas prices, everything's expensive as shit. People are barely making ends meet, if they are at that as is, if they even are making ends meet. And you're already walking to the store frustrated because whatever, it's close to the first of the month. You paid all these bills. You're barely surviving. And then you get cold fries, and that could be the one, and these people are laughing at you, and that's puts you over the edge. But the mother is also to blame because she should not have even called her son. The mom, knowing her, you know your kid, if he's on the edge, if he has priors, whether or not you knew he had a gun, that's besides the point. He has a history of violence. So why would you antagonize him? Why would you do that? Why would you give him any reason to be upset? And then for her to turn around and say, oh, well, I tried to tell him not to come here, but it was already too late. Like, I think you were upset that you were being laughed at, which you should be, and you asked for the manager, and they continue to laugh. Instead of just leaving, you should have just left at that point. Just leave and just brush it off, move on with your life. You decided to FaceTime your son, get him all worked up. Now he's there with his attitude, with his, issues that he's having that day, which we don't know. And now it turns into one big mess, and you have somebody on critical, support in the hospital, on life support. I don't know. Should McDonald's be responsible for this? I don't think so. Should the store owner be responsible for this? I partly want to say yes, because at one point they said he had security there. Around June, they ended the security, probably because it was too expensive to keep security. But if they would have had security in a McDonald's like this, where that has a lot of issues on this street, Fulton Street, they said there's a lot of crime. If they had continued to have security, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. They probably would have de-escalated the situation, gave her fries, let her leave, or just made her leave the building in general, and there never would have been a problem, confrontation. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this mom should face time too? Do you guys think that's really suspicious that the girlfriend isn't being involved? Why is she being involved? What is her role in this? I don't know. Do you think the store owner should be involved? Do you think the mother of this worker has a case against the store owner in any which way? Think about it. The kid worked at that McDonald's, but he chose to leave the store and go outside and confront this kid. He chose. So it was outside of the store facility. It was actually on public ground. Can the mom sue? The only thing I can think of is the mom of the victim could sue and say, you guys had security at one point and you ended it. But I don't even think that'll hold up in court. We'll see. If you guys have any updates, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at CJ Bronson Show. Again, like, comment, subscribe. This video will be available hopefully tonight on I'm not sure if I'll put it on YouTube. Not really sure if I'm going to go to Rumble, YouTube. Haven't decided yet. Playing around with it, but I'll let you guys know. Again, all these episodes are available on my website, cjbronsonshow.com, where you'll be able to play it, listen to it, and do all that good stuff. All right, have a great day, guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
Put in your maximum effort and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcast. It's available.